I think it's time to do a really chintzy video. I mean, there's a lot of chintzy witchcraft videos out there on YouTube. So I think it's about time I made possibly the worst one out there. And what is the worst type of witchcraft video out there? I mean, there are a lot, I know, but it's got to be one of those 10 signs you're a witch videos. So here goes. 10 signs you are a witch. Number 1, you practice magic on a regular basis. Because witchcraft is a craft, that means you do something. So you have to actually practice magic on a regular basis and not just post memes like so many so witches do. Number 2, you actually practice magic on a regular basis. I know I made that the first one, but I kind of have to make it the second one just because at this point it seems pretty crazy to me that there are a lot of people out there that go around calling themselves witches and like to dress up in cloaks and wear pentagram earrings and stuff like that, but they don't actually do like literally anything. They'll read a couple of books and that is about it. Number 3, regardless of whether you tell people about your magical practices, people will end up seeking you out for your advice, particularly when it comes down to strange and unusual things. This is something like if you're sat on a bus and you're not the stereotypical looking witch with the you got on the bus with a broom and a cloak and a cauldron and a black cat, that sort of thing, and lots of black then even if you just look normal and you're sat somewhere on a bus or just out in public, then the weirdest random person will just come up to you and start trying to start a conversation about random things and often want your advice. I've literally walked down the street and had just random people come up to me and saying, I don't know, I just need to ask your advice a minute about something, and then they'll start talking and rambling about something like super personal, and I just think, why are you saying that to some random person? But again, you get used to it. Number 4, you think the vast majority of books on the subject of witchcraft are absolute crap. I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, rarely do you ever find a good book on witchcraft. Even nowadays, we're supposed to have good books on witchcraft. There is a certain publishing company whose name I will not mention, but they have a nice little crescent moon logo, and they produce the most, I don't know how they get away with producing so much crap, to be honest with you, but I mean, let's be fair, books, you don't learn witchcraft from a book, you learn it from doing it. So there are, again, probably goes down to the previous points of actually practicing magic. Well, a lot of these books out there, I can see why people don't practice magic. Those people that collect spell books, yeah. So I suppose number 5 should be you're comfortable with the world around you, and you kind of get the impression that everything that is happening has all happened before. Your entire life is just one big deja vu, like you've all seen it before, and it's just repetition after repetition. The world doesn't really scare you or bother you because you've all seen that before, Number 6. You're a nightmare for self-diagnosing and self-treating medical conditions. So I know a lot of us have little apothecaries and herbs and all sorts of things that we like to use, and we make ourselves and we make our creams and stuff like that, but we can be a little bit of a nightmare sometimes for treating ourselves as opposed to leaving it to experts. I'm definitely one of those people that if I get a rash or something like that, I don't go to the doctor, I then try and treat it myself. And it generally works, but at the end of the day, I do have a little bit of a background in herbal medicine and again healing magic in general, but it is one of those things that kind of separates ourselves out from the crowd. I get a lot of people that You know, if I've got a headache or something and I might mention it, they'll say, "Oh, I'll just get a pill out of my bag," or "Oh, you need to go and see someone about that." And I think, do I? Do I not just need some of my headache blend that I've made? You know, people are reliant nowadays a lot on the medical profession for really minor things, whereas back in the day, you know, it was everyone would understand and use the folk remedies, you know, magical remedies, herbal remedies, that sort of thing. Nowadays, no one has a clue whatsoever. Number 7, you've noticed that people who try to screw you over the most are the ones who are most in need of your help. I mean, it goes back to the old thing of, you know, the people that go on about witchcraft and how evil it is and probably how evil you are. There are certain religious people that are like that, as you probably know. They're the ones that come knocking on your door at 12 o'clock at night saying there's something weird going on in my house, can you come and sort it out because I have no idea and I'm out of my depth, right? You know, it's going back to that kind of thing. It's happened to me a lot over the years. Number 8, you have multiple half-finished projects. I don't think that one applies to me. I mean, I've got a few projects, but yeah, you're right, it probably does apply to me. I mean, we're a nightmare for starting things and lots of works and stuff like that. But then a lot of the time when it comes to witchcraft and brewing and things like that, if you're making things, then it does require brewing time. I'm just thinking of it as brewing time, okay? So yes, I've got a couple of half-finished projects that are currently on my table over there. But, you know, some things are just, I'm literally waiting for certain tinctures, you know, and that sort of thing to be decanted. But there we go. Number 9, you've accidentally poisoned or hurt yourself at least once. I mean, let's be fair, if we're actually doing magic and pushing ourselves further and further and pushing our practices further, we're gonna make mistakes, aren't we? It's the person that just sticks to what they know and just does the same old thing over and over and over again that doesn't really make mistakes. If you're pushing yourself magically, then you are going to make mistakes and you are going to have to deal with the consequences of those mistakes. You do see it a lot whereby people don't push themselves. Their magical practices just consist of the same old stuff over and over and over again. What new territory are they exploring? What new abilities are they trying to master? It happens. If you're doing actual magic, you will get your fingers burnt. And of course, number 10, if you're a real witch, of course, you don't watch YouTube videos with stupid titles such as 10 Signs You're a Witch. So I guess that means you're not a witch because you clicked on the video? I don't know.